Let's check this out here. Okay. Second time we've come off a bye week looking like
Yeah,
crap. I mean, this is the second time we've come off of a bye week, get into a game,
yeah.
and before we know it, we're down by double digits. This time we're down 28-0. So how much is this blame going on the coaching staff? How do you feel about this coaching staff? Because speaking for myself, I'm starting to lose more and more confidence as I see what's happening. The more information I
Right.
get, the more confidence
Mhm.
I'm losing.
Yeah, I'm not sold. Manny asked for the guys to give effort. Manny asked for the guys to, he's asking a lot of the guys, but it isn't panning out to what he said the results would be. And this staff, I'm not sold on these guys at all. We still got receivers dropping balls, no difference than last regime last year. We still got undisciplined. We well not still because last we were sound at in the defensive backfield, but these defensive backs are very undisciplined. Um, you know, you can see it even with I can excuse Bubbles because he hasn't played in forever. And he just got caught in the moment. He's an aggressive guy, but that was still a disciplined play. When that rub play went long, he still ran the guy down. But and I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm looking at the stats. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but 11 penalties for 90 yards today.
Yeah, definitely that killed us. And it was in the worst position. We were having first and 20s, second and 20s, third and 20s. Especially on third downs. We got bailed out by a couple defensive penalties, but we were digging holes for ourselves. Our defense couldn't get off the field a couple times in the red uh when we had them pinned inside their 20 and we were going to have good field position. We let them off the hook a couple times with some bad penalties, and I think, like I said, good teams don't do that. Good teams don't do that. If you're talking about the teams we want to compete with, especially for a ACC championship, they're not going to do that. They're not going to, shoot themselves in the foot. So that's just one of the issues that we continue to have every week. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there's no more excuses about the youth on our offensive line. Florida had the same issue with experience on their offensive line. And today, Virginia Tech had two freshmen on their offensive line. So there's no more excuses.
Hey,
You if you're playing for a Power 5 school, and you're on the field starting, you gotta bring it, and ain't nobody gonna talk about, oh, you're a freshman, you're a redshirt freshman, a true freshman. That doesn't matter anymore. We
thank
just we
you.
just lost to
Thank
two
you.
true freshmen. We just lost to two true freshman quarterbacks, two ACC games, North Carolina and Virginia Tech, to two true freshman quarterbacks with our redshirt freshmen.
Mm.
And okay, and yes, Jaron does get the loss, and I want to make that clear. Jaron does get the loss because that hole that was dug in. Hey, N'Kosi Perry did the best he could. I mean, he put up some really good numbers. Turned the ball over once. Hey, but one thing I didn't appreciate, and I really didn't want to listen to the post game presser from Manny. I really didn't feel like hearing Coach talk. But he started critiquing, talking about there was a couple things left out there, a couple extra plays that could have been made with Perry, and I'm like, wait a minute. Your standard should be higher for your starter, your guy, the guy
Mm.
you picked,
Mm.
over the guy who just came in and almost brought you guys back from the biggest deficit in it, school
Mm.
history, maybe ACC history, and you're critiquing Perry on some shots he missed other than Jaron. Tighten up, Manny, because now you're starting to turn. You're starting to turn my opinion, because that coach speak will only take you so far.
Preach it.
Al Golden had great coach speak. Mark Richt had awesome coach speak. Manny, we know your dad was a politician because you sound like a politician, which is fine, but you got to deliver just like a politician got to deliver. The only difference between Manny Diaz and a politician is Manny didn't promise us anything yet. That's the only reason. Oh, wait. No, be clear.
Okay.
He didn't promise us anything this year. And he did say it would be a marathon. He did say that they had expectations, but he didn't promise us nothing. And I hold him to that, because that's the only thing I was anticipating. I was like, okay, we all judging our Hurricanes based on the potential of the talent that we see in these kids, but we haven't seen them as a complete team yet at all. We've seen spots where they looked like a complete team, but it would be uneven. You would get where the offense looked like they're clicking. It looks like a complete offense, and then you'll see them fold the next quarter or the next game, and then defense will step up, and you'll start seeing signs. But we're far away from that, and he's starting to sugarcoat it to stop the bleeding. But you can't sugarcoat it, because we all see it. You can't sugarcoat it. We see everything, and I see everything up close. So I got an issue with a couple things that I see. Go ahead. One being managing personnel.
Scott Patchett, why he in the game?
Scott Patchett, this is maybe the third game where he not only isn't producing, but also getting bonehead penalties in spots of the field, in crucial down and distances and crucial parts of the field where our defense can get off the field. Secondly, Gervin Hall, tighten up, bruh, because Bubba Bolden is coming for your spot. You blew a couple coverages today. Got lost a couple times. Bubba did too, but you got lost one more than him, and you just didn't look like you knew where you were supposed to be on the field. That needs to get fixed.
Why did our defense look so bad in the first half?
I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm tired of listening to analysts. I'm tired of listening to everybody talk about our linebackers. I'm done with it. I'm tired. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. You know who our fastest linebacker is, right? Zach McCloud. And he's probably the most athletic out of all three. And the fact that they keep those two in there as if, I know those are Manny's boys, but you can't keep them in all game. And they're not, when they're asked to penetrate, they're getting lost in the pile. When they get blitz calls, they're not in the backfield. When the quarterback takes off, we don't see Shaq or Pickney. Where they at? You know what I'm saying? Those guys are slow reacting, very slow reacting. When you call a downhill defensive play where they got one key to lock on and this and that, but when you do that RPO and their reaction time is so slow to where they're always getting caught in the shuffle, and the other team, true freshman on the offensive line, true freshman quarterback, is getting positive yards when we got senior linebackers who's supposed to be the generals of the defense. It's not supposed to happen. So miss me with all of the linebacker lore, and these guys I'm tired of hearing about that. We're not even close. to where we need to be. Not even close. I'm gonna be honest with you. Virginia, huh, Virginia's a lot better than Virginia Tech. And don't
Well, I wanted to keep you on the defense real quick. And
go ahead.
let me know if I'm wrong or not. But me watching that game, I thought Coach Blake Baker, he said he was out coached last week. I thought this week he was blatantly out coached. I mean, from a point where they were running the same play repeatedly, getting success, to the point where they knew what we were going to run, so they countered that with their own play. I think what hurt them is they got conservative. What are your thoughts on that on Coach Blake Baker?
2 points about that, and it's the second week at home that I've seen this happen. Manny Diaz is keeping a real close eye on Baker, whether you want to call it inside information or not. I'm right next to the sideline. This game, he was actually holding a defensive, not a clipboard, but defensive play sheet, and he was listening very closely to the calls. Manny was, and I was seeing his mouth move while he was holding a defensive. So he's in on whatever signals or whatever's going in, and he's keeping a real close eye on that. And I think he's he's just trying to see what's going on.